Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this tutorial series, we are building this product launch website using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Now in the previous video, we designed this features section and this is how it looks. Now in this video, we will design the next section, which is this how it works section. So let's get started. Now here's my source code. So let's go to the HTML file and let's start writing the markup first of all. So let's go outside the features section. Let's create a section with the class of how it works. And in this we'll create a container division. And in the container division we will have a section header just like we did for the features section. So in the section header we need to have a span and an h2. So let's copy this. And let's paste it over here and let's change the text. So if you go back to our original website, we have this text over here. So let's copy this. Let's paste it right here. And let's copy this and let's paste it right here. And after that, we can see that we have these different divs over here. And this is basically timeline. So we have the first task over here and then we have the second one and the third one. So we'll create a division with the class of timeline. Now in this we'll create timeline items. So let's type timeline item. And this timeline item we need to have an icon first of all. So let's create a division for that. I'll just create a division with the class of timeline icon. And in this we'll create a font awesome icon. So let's create an I tag with the class of FAS and FA tasks. So if you go back to our website, here we can see that we have this icon over here. And then we need to have the next thing, which is this heading. So let's add both of these inside a division with the class of timeline content. So here let's type timeline content. And let's create an S3 and let's paste this text over here. And then let's create a paragraph tag and let's paste this text over here. Now we need to create two more timeline items. So let's copy this. And let's create two more of these. And let's change the icon first of all for the second one. So here we need to change the icon to FACOGS. And here we have the second icon. And let's copy this text. And let's paste it over here. And let's copy this text. And let's paste it over here. And then we have the third one, and for that we will change the icon to this calendar icon. So for that we need to type FA calendar check. And here we have the icon. So let's copy this text and let's paste it inside the S3. And let's copy this text and let's paste it right here. And with that we have completed creating the how it works section. So let's go outside the section and let's create a comment. I'll just tap end of how it works section. And this is how it looks right now. Let's go ahead and add some styling to make it look like this. So let's go to our style.css file. Let's create a comment. I'll just tap how it works section. Now here we can see we have this section with the class of how it works. So let's target that first of all. I'll just tap dot how it works. And let's add a padding of 5 rem and 0. And now let's go ahead and set a background color. And let's set it to var bg color. And then let's add a transition because when we change to a dark theme, we want the background to be changed smoothly. So let's go back. Let's type transition and let's type background color. And for the timing, let's type var transition speed. And let's type ease over here. And after that, we need to have some styles for the timeline. So here we can see we have this division with the class of timeline. So let's type timeline and let's set the display to flex so that the items are one next to the other. Let's type justify content space between so that they are spaced in a way that they have the full width. And we'll also add a gap. So let's type gap of 2 rems. Right now let's target each of the timeline items. So in the timeline, we have these divisions with the class of timeline item. So let's go ahead and type timeline item. Let's set it to text align center. So now all the text is center aligned. Let's add a padding top of 4.5 rem. Let's add a background color of var card bg, which we had already created. And let's set the padding to 1.5 rem for the content inside the card. Let's add a border radius of var border radius. This is also a variable that we created. And let's set the box shadow to var card shadow. And now if you go back, this is how it looks. Now when you hover over this, we'll have some hover effect. So let's tap transition for that. And let's tap transform, 0.3 seconds ease, and box shadow, 0.3 seconds ease, and background color, var transition speed ease. And now let's tap timeline item, colon hover, and let's tap transform, translate y, -5 pixels. And I don't think that the box shadow is changing when we hover over this. So we can just remove this box shadow from here. So this is how it looks. Now each of these cards should have the same width. So for that, for the timeline item, we can just tap flex of 1. And now we can see that all of these have the same width. Right now let's style the timeline icon. So in the icon, we have this I tag, which is a font awesome icon. So let's type timeline icon. Let's set the width to 70 pixels and the height to 70 pixels. And let's set the font size to 1.5 rem. Let's set the background color to var primary color. And let's set the color of the icon to white. Let's type border radius of 50% so that we have round shape. And we need to bring it to the center. So let's type display of flex, align items to the center, and justify content to the center. Now here we can see that if we go ahead and right click and go to inspect, we can see that this is the height of the timeline item, but the icon is positioned a little to the top. So for that, let's go ahead and set the position of this timeline item to relative. And now we can position this timeline icon to position absolute. And let's set the top position to -35 pixels. And let's set the left position to 50% and translate X to -50% for bringing it exactly to the center. Now here we also need to add these numbers. So let's do that. Before that, let's go ahead and create a border, and let's set it to 4 pixels solid var bg color. And let's also type z index of 2 so that it is above the other elements. And let's add a box shadow of 0.005 pixel var primary color. So this will give us this effect where we have this border around our circle. So if we remove this, we can see that we don't have the outer border. So we are using box shadow to have the outer border over here. Now we need to add the numbers over here below these circles. So for that, let's go ahead and use the after selector. So let's type timeline item colon nth child, and let's select the first child. Let's type dot timeline icon colon after, and for the content let's type 1. And here we can see we have 1 being displayed over here, but we need to have it below the icon. So here for the timeline icon, let's type flex direction to column. And now we can see that the number 1 is displayed below the icon. And let's add some styles to that as well. Before that, let's go ahead and add these 2 numbers as well. So I'll just copy this and paste it over here and here. And here let's change this to 2. And here for the number, we need to change it to 2 as well. And let's change this to 3. And for the content, let's change it to 3. So now we can see we have all these numbers being displayed. Now let's style it. So let's type timeline icon colon after, and here let's set the font size to 0.8 rems. Let's set the font weight to 700. Let's add a margin top of 0.25 rem. Now let's set the position to absolute, and it will be positioned relative to the timeline icon. And let's type bottom of -20 pixels. And let's add a background color of var bg color. And let's set the color to var text color, and let's add a padding of 2 pixels and 6 pixels. Let's set a border radius of 4 pixels, and let's also add a box shadow of 0.1 pixel, 3 pixels RGBA, 0.00 and 0.1. So this is how it looks. So it is being styled correctly, but we need to have some gap between these two elements. So let's do that. Now here we are setting the padding top to 5 rem over here, but after that we are overriding the padding over here at the bottom. So let's bring this down here. And now we can see we have this space at the top. Right now let's go ahead and style these headings. So for the headings we have S3. So here we can see we have this S3 and then we have this paragraph. So let's tap timeline content S3. Let's tap font size of 1.25 rem. Let's set the color to var text color, and let's add a margin bottom of 0.75 rem, and let's set the font weight to 600. Right now let's style the paragraph. So let's tap timeline content P. Let's set the font size to 0.9 rem. Let's set the color to var text muted. Let's set the line height to 1.6, and let's set the margin bottom to 0. So this is how everything looks. Now let's also make this responsive. So here for the original website, if we decrease the width of the browser window, here we can see for this width of around 990 pixels, we have another view, and then we have another view over here. So let's add 3 different media queries. First of all, let's add for this one right here. This is for the tablet version. So let's type at media max width of 990 pixels, and let's type timeline, and let's tap flex direction to column so that they are displayed one below the other, and align items to the center, and let's add a gap of 3.5 rem. So this is how it looks. Now let's go ahead and set the width of these timeline items. So let's type timeline item width of 100%, and let's also add a max width. Let's set it to 500 pixels, and this is how it looks. Right now let's add one more media query for the mobile version. So let's tap at media max width of 768 pixels, and let's tap timeline item. Let's set the padding to 1.25 rem, and let's add a padding top of 4.5 rem. So let's decrease the width of the browser window. So this is how it will look on smartphone. Let's also change the font size of the heading. So let's tap timeline content S3, font size of 1.15 rem. Let's tap timeline content P. Let's set the font size to 0.875 rem. Let's also change the size of the icon. So let's tap timeline icon. Let's set the width to 60 pixels and also the height to 60 pixels. Let's set the font size to 1.3 rem. Let's set the top to -30 pixels. Let's also select the after selector for these numbers. So let's type timeline icon colon after. Let's set the bottom to -18 pixels. So with that, we have completed styling the how it works section of our website. Now let's also change the font size of this H2 when we are on smaller screens. So we have written the styles of the H2 somewhere around here. So here we can see we have the styles, and here we have the font size. So let's change the font size of the H2 for tablet version and mobile version. So here for the tablet version, let's tap H2. Let's set the font size to 2 rem. So this is for larger screens and this is for tablets. And for smartphones, here let's go ahead and type H2. Let's tap font size of 1.75 rem, and I think that looks alright. So with that, we have styled our how it works section, and we have also made it responsive. So that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.